Hi everyone. So, what exactly is Power BI? How many of you have come across this question about getting your experiences, previous experience, and explain your complete project in just a few minutes in an interview? And how do you experience it? What was your experience? How do you explain it? Do you just explain the basic core tools and basic information about like this was the source and from there this much data was recovered, data acquisition, making the whole team on the same page, and then getting the information before like filtering the data, we execute the data that is coming forward to us, and from those Azure or Azure SQL, maybe it's Postgres, or it can be like ODBC, other database courses, or which kind of source do you go for before even answering that question about explaining your own project. So, how do you explain your project? Take a pause and then you can explain it. So better you explain it like this, that you go on with first, there's a source. There can be multiple sources. It can be like Azure SQL, it can be your ETL tool, or it can be a cube. It can be your previous SQL sources, it can be SharePoint, it can be Excel, but majorly it's a SQL source. It should not be NoSQL, it should not be any other MySQL. It should be a proper database. The proper database must be a complete source activities from where your acquisition or where the data acquisition is going on, from where the complete data should come from, and how you are going to discover that data, filter that data step by step. From there you have to go on with this was the data, and from there you carried on your sources, the way you implement various activities in that Power BI, where you go with the Power Query, how many data transformations you do, which kind of proper executions you did of filtering the data first, making other nulls or values come against it, or making the custom transitions. For example, if you are pivoting, unpivoting, or you are doing some other transaction there, including the steps, how you are naming the steps one by one, how you are going ahead with different combinations, what was your own making of the portfolio, then going ahead and saving them. If it's not getting saved, then what did you do? For example, like if you had like 100 different sources or 100 different reports, right, and it was connected with a single data semantic layer, and if you just publish or repoint the new source within the semantic layer, and that semantic layer confirms the various changes in other reports, that kind of large project can be a considerable one, where you consider a big report where there are 100 reports, and then there's a single semantic layer. From that semantic layer, if you are connecting it with different reports, and all those reports exactly change because you have already changed in the semantic layer source, and there can be different sources, may not be it's AWS, but if there are like 75% of the source coming from AWS, one of the source may come from maybe it can be anything. It can be like SharePoint, it can be like majorly here there are new things coming up in Power BI, where you can like change your all of those data. You can just check it with the new the new ETL, where you can just handle all the transformations within the Power BI source itself online on Power BI service. That can also be a transformation tool right now for you. And From there you can just go handle your Power Query stuff and save them. Then you go handle your total Power BI report. And within the Power BI report you can have like disconnected tables, you can have making your filters which you want, for example the rolling 12 months, or you have like your year till date. And I'm not talking about just year till date kind of a filter for all of the images or all the visuals. I'm talking about the complete report works with that, and has the interaction with only that filter. For that you need disconnected table. For that you need the disconnected tables that's coming from the complete argument analysis, where you make the parameters, how the parameters handle your disconnected tables. Then you go ahead with your reports. Within the visualizations you have to drag all those visuals which you made for the filter for the YTD and the rolling months. That has to be inserted within the all the visuals within the report. There you can have like custom filters made for your own visuals, which helps you with the disconnected tables. For example, even if you have like top n which can be customized, which can be even made, how you say that, like how you say that customized visuals is working for you, customized top n is working for you. That comes from that disconnected table values also, that you can make with the parameters. And there are a lot of things you can say about your previous projects, like you can just tell about the current project, you can tell about your explaining your complete explanation of the most advanced visualizations of the custom visuals, how the scatter plot works with this clustered clusters. You have like 3 or 4 clusters with, or the 5 clusters which works only with the scatter plot. And there is a forecasting nature within the line chart which you must know, and the trend which works with the line charts. You must know that there are like 30 default charts and how it functions. What is the use of funnel chart, what is the use of exactly your report, exactly this visual, what is the use of clustered bar chart, stacked bar chart, right, ribbons, the funnel, everything. You must know everything about the custom visuals, how you use them, the proper and the wisest use of those visuals. If not, then I don't think those basics should be clear for you. That makes you stand ahead with your Power BI interviews, and that's how you ace your Power BI interviews. Now, if you want to ace the Power BI interview with the big fours, right, there you can go ahead with like for example, the DAX, different type of DAX you have, apart from the filters, apart from the most used DAX which you use, the most powerful DAX which is there, that is are all selected, not all, null, all accept. Any filter, anything in the visual, right, if you have to go pass through and make it bypass the filters on the report, the most important thing that helps you is all selected. You go ahead with searching those time intelligent functions, or which of the things which you should take care of before making the report, which of the things you should uncheck it in the options, and then go ahead within the report. That's how you select your Power BI, and then you go ahead with your Power BI reports. That's how you make your most powerful Power BI reports, and then you crack the interviews, right? Now let's talk about those most important structures of the Power BI, and that's where the data validation comes from, and how you have validated the data. Never skip this part, never skip this part, because This is the most important part any interviewer is looking through. Any interviewer. This is the most important part. Data validation. Data validation. Keep this in mind. And after data validation, not after, like this is the thing which you have already done, that is making the relationships within the tables, dim table and the date table, or the date time table. There are like multiple time and the dates within the same table, right? And that you have to go through, with these are the parts, these are not the parts, these are considerable or these are not considerable. So when you make those reports, that makes you understand that these you can skip or these you don't skip. So forget it for now that if you don't want to, but the most important thing is data validation. How you do data validation? Suppose you are using the SQL source and then you are making use of the SQL sources for any values you have calculated from the DAX, right? Any filter you are using, and that filter, when you have put with the DAX, any visual is coming from, any calculations is coming from any visual, just test it within the SQL itself. Okay, so that's how you go on with, for example, the city or the filter of the date, particular tomorrow or the day after, or for the 10 days or for the whole month. Put the same filter within the SQL, put the same city, put the same category, and then test it in SQL. That's how you validate every page, every report, everything. Right now, even the validation is getting difficult because you have some of the different um, uh, sources coming in. So a lot of sources means it will take a lot of time for validation. Okay,